Hey folks, good morning. Troy Dooley. I want to thank you for just tuning in, or if you're watching this from the archives, Troy's Morning Coffee Reflections. We've been going through the last, I don't know, I guess we started on Friday. I started a new series called The Secrets That Men Keep. And we kind of went into this because I've been doing a lot of self-reflection. Been looking at what is it that I'm doing? What is it that can make me a better husband, better father, better leader? What is it that sometimes women think they know that they don't know? And I thought, what a better way, a safe way than to share just a few minutes each morning. It gives a place for men to say, hey man, that yeah, wow, I'm going through that, or a place for women to say, why is my man going through this? And that's the key. Now, most Monday mornings, I can tell you right now, we're going to be probably grabbing something that I've studied from Eric Parton. He's my pastor over at Shoreline Church, and he has so many nuggets of wisdom, and we try to share those. And there's not enough people. I mean, when you live on an island like this, it's not like your church is going to grow to 10,000 people. So, we got a tight little knit crew, but the stuff that he covers is good. And yesterday he was covering a very interesting topic, and I thought, man, this is just perfect. It was called Your Cheating Heart. And he was covering it not just for men, but for men and women. And he said, basically, there's 5 ways to guarantee that you're going to have an affair in your life. He said, number 1, you can totally neglect your marriage, neglect your relationship. You can just go out there and not worry about it. Number 2, you can enjoy common interests and emotional connection with other women, or other men, somebody in the workplace, somebody that you have something in common with, something, maybe you guys are going to conventions together, or wait, this is network marketing. Maybe you guys are holding opportunity meetings together. Maybe you're doing one-on-ones together, and maybe your spouse doesn't understand the craziness of network marketing. So you need a shoulder that you can turn to, somebody that you can talk with. Maybe it's your company's gone down, and your spouse thought it was just a little, thing you were doing, so one of those things, so you found somebody that understands, somebody that's going through that same pain of losing their dream with that company. He said, number 3, you can anticipate time together. You get all excited about the other person that you're going to spend some time with. All of a sudden, you neglect yourself at home. You don't care what you look like. You don't start wearing, the decent clothes that your wife likes. Matter of fact, maybe, if she likes you in those silk boxers, you start wearing those tidy whities, or maybe it's the girls. Maybe they've decided that, I just don't care anymore. I don't need to look pretty. I don't need to wear these things that don't make me feel good. And who cares about my husband? He's married to me now. See, it's a two-way street, although I'm focusing in on the men right now. It is one of those things that all of a sudden, the ones we become the most comfortable with are the ones that we neglect. Number 4, we can flirt whenever possible. Man, we see this all the time in network marketing. Men and women. I've got good friends of mine that love going to conventions. They leave their wives at home, and then they kind of flirt with all the people there. If they can hook up, great, and if they don't. And I look at that over the years, and I thought, man, I got to distance myself. These aren't the relationships that I can be with. I need people that believe and have the same value system that I do. And those relationships have gone by the wayside. Number 5, Eric said, you can rationalize all your reasons. Oh, she doesn't care about me anymore. She doesn't understand me. I need more. I'm sexually explosive. Whatever the case is, we can always rationalize. Women do the same thing. Women, you see your husbands and you think, I don't need this. I'll go find somebody that cares about me. My husband's watching too much TV. He's too much of a workaholic. He's doing all this other stuff. Focus here for a second, especially the men. A lot of times what we do is we try to validate ourselves by our production, by what we produce, by what we're doing. And we go looking for somebody that will make us feel like a man instead of looking at home, because at home, it's crazy. The kids are running around. The wife doesn't care. She's been, and these are self-perceptions, but this is what happens. We start thinking all the negative instead of the positive. Women need a little bit of cuddling, a little bit of romance. Married to a romance writer, I probably have a little more insight because I see what she writes in her books, and then I've got to try to live up to that. and look at that. But at least I know where it comes on the inside. I understand where she's coming from. That's the key. But then Eric went on to say there's 5 ways to keep that shagging, is what he called it, in your relationship, that passion. And women, I want you to understand something if you're listening to this. Passion in a marriage is not something that's just a desire. It's truly a need for men. That's part of the makeup that God created men with. So you need to understand there needs to be a little bit of spice, a little bit of fun. And whether men want to admit this or not, most men, and I know men that are young men, my boys, all the way up to grown men, and men like teasing a lot. So you don't have to run around buck naked. You can run around in one of those nice little outfits that you bought a few years ago. You can even go out and find one. If you think that one doesn't fit, go find a new one. Keep a little spice going on. But these are the things that Eric talked about. Number 1 was be transparent. You guys know I believe in that. Matter of fact, when I know that I'm going down a wrong road, I usually get real transparent with Paige and lay it out on the table and say, you know what, this is what I'm missing. This is what I need. We got to focus on this, and it works. And she does the same thing with me. Number 2, you got to get alone time. I know what that's like. We've raised 5 kids, and we're raising 2 granddaughters. I fully understand. We raised 6 kids, but I fully understand alone time. I fully understand trying to find that time. But you've got to find some alone time. Paige and I a lot of times just drive down the beach. It's that time when it's just the 2 of us, and she's able to just share. Guys, if you want to get some nookie at home, you better be listening to your wife with no ulterior motives. When she says, I just want a back rub, give her a back rub. When she says, I just want a neck rub, give her a neck rub. When she says, I want a body massage, then, buddy, you better be ready to give her a body massage. This is what it's about. Get spiritual. Make sure you guys have that same value system and you're growing forward. Paige always says that marriage is like a triangle. It can be any relationship. The man and the woman are at the bottom, and they're trying to get to the pinnacle up there at the top, which is where God's at. And the closer you strive towards God, the closer you come together. It makes a lot of sense. Number 4, get some help. If y'all can't figure it out, get some help. Maybe you can't afford counseling. Go to a website, newlife.com. Great website. You can go over there. Steve Arterburn and some of his guys. There's plenty of websites out there. And number 5, this is the big one. This comes from my pastor, so I got to, and on Wednesday we're doing a 21-day focus on this. This is important, okay? 21 days of what I'm about to say is guaranteed to help your marriage. And here's what Eric said. Get naked. For 21 days, get naked, have nookie, make love, get alone, do your thing, and you're guaranteed to put that passion back into your life. And I don't know any serious couple that when they are stark buck naked together, aren't looking each other in the eye, aren't talking to each other, aren't getting close. It's more than just the physical. All of a sudden, it's those endorphins that come out. It's the body lets off this creativity that all of a sudden we become one. I told you these Monday mornings could get a little strange because my pastor's a little strange, but go to Proverbs 5. Read through that. Look at what's there, because, folks, I'm telling you, when you start to come together, men especially, when you start focusing more on what's at home, you don't have to look elsewhere. Eric had an analogy yesterday about the grass is greener on the other side. When it starts to look greener on the other side, you need to water your own grass. I've got one better than that, respectfully, Pastor. But when the grass is greener on the other side, and it looks pretty, and man, it's plush, and it's full, and you just want to lay in it, let me tell you something. It's just as hard to mow as your own grass. So you might as well just keep it at home, water your own, like the pastor said, mow your own, trim it, okay? Feed it, care for it, nurture it, love it, and you may find out very quickly that you're still married to the same young lady you were married to on your wedding night. Folks, live life like it's an epic adventure. We'll see you tomorrow.